Hey, good morning. Welcome. So, you know how it's just been one thing after another? Guess what? Finally got my monkey grass. I am delighted. I didn't get to go when it was picked up. And holy cow, am I happy with the abundance. Very happy. I'm not going to buy any. I accidentally forgot moisturizer again. So I'm putting on my CeraVe. I have only used the CeraVe on my body because for some reason I got 2 jars for the price of 1 on Amazon last year. The big jar. This is just a little one I filled up for on my table. I'm pretty sure that was a deal. Anyway, but I'm going to go back to using grapeseed oil when this is done because I have a stock of it and I like how makeup goes on over it. So anyway, got the monkey grass. But it's been so hot and humid that, and now today rainy, I don't want to be out in it. It's just takes the fun out of gardening at some point. There was a time when, a couple years ago, we had such a light rain that I went out and worked in it. But it was light, the temperature was nice. But right now, why am I? Oh, okay, here we go. The temperature is not nice right now. And it's kind of gloomy. I have been so busy with my office. Yeah, see, that CeraVe just doesn't do all that great if I don't put it on ahead of time before I put on my makeup. You know, it doesn't mix well with the foundation. Not terrible, but not well. I have so much I'd like to get off my chest, but I haven't journaled about it. I haven't made my bullet point list. And I like to do that to kind of sort out my thoughts. And I have tried to make a video and something keeps happening. And they're all discombobulated. So I'm going to kind of go down the list of some things that have happened. I had a friend get excited about coming to visit, and then turns out where she thought she was going isn't close enough to kind of segue over. So I was like, nah. But that, it's that energy where you put it into plan and then you psych yourself up. And for an introvert, that's a big deal. Then I was dog sitting and it's so hot and humid. For one neighbor, which I just love to do because I say hello to their dog every morning and usually afternoon if the weather's good. But it was something else on top of making plans with the friends. Had my workload's been horrendous. That's good. I'm not complaining. It's just like when it rains, it pours. So there was a lot of paperwork. We'll just leave it at that. And then this whole monkey grass thing, I misunderstood. She said after July 10th, and I, with my dyslexia, which doesn't show up all that often anymore now that I'm older, I've compensated for so long. I don't make big mistakes often, but in my head it was try to get it before July 10th. That was a complicated little glitch to work out. And then oh, then what happened? Oh, and then my other neighbor wanted me to watch their dog while they went out of town, almost as soon as the other ones were back. And for some reason, and I've never experienced it with a dog before that I know of, I seem to be a little allergic to something. And every time I come home, I have to take a shower. Just rinse all the hair off. And oh, such a sweet dog. And I'll watch him again. It's just, oh, my face just was burning and my eyes are just really surprising. Almost got excited about getting another dog. So Frankie has someone more consistent to play with, since both neighbors are talking about moving and they have dogs that I love. And the one across the street may be moving. So I'm going to miss out on 3 of the dogs that have been in our life. Maybe. Sounds like. Looks like. Forgot to do my lips. And then, to top it off, stay with me here, I got a letter from the IRS. Evidently, the letter was very short, but it said something like, due to in other words, they decided to do my taxes on a different tax form, as if they said it somehow due to, they didn't put the wrong, they put it more eloquently, a little more vaguely, but evidently my tax guy put my taxes on the wrong form, and now I owe a lot more. So that's a thing. And I'm probably a little edgy also because I mentioned this a while back. My sleep patterns haven't been all that great for a couple weeks. And this happens. I'm not mad about it. It just happens. But when you spend most of your time alone and you don't get that sympathy, I want someone to feel sorry for me. And baby me a little bit here and there, but I don't get that. Not much of that. I'm not complaining, but I'm just saying, sometimes some of us, we like that quality time, quality touch, and sometimes you just don't get that. But a while back, I started, and I forgot to tell you about this. This is something else I've been dealing with, is brown recluse. Found a brown recluse spider in one of my storage cabinets in the kitchen. And I saw a spider in my clothes closet on the other side of the house once, but I don't know what kind of spider it was. So I'm going to just assume the worst, that it wasn't just a household spider, that it was a brown recluse as well. So I get on the internet and on YouTube and on the neighborhood app, because I have some acquaintances, pseudo friends on there, and start talking about it. And oh, that was a lot to learn. And so I researched enough that I was able to do basically the same extermination that a professional would have done. Got the spray bottle, got the heavy drugs, got the Damascus, however you say it, earth, that powder, and sprayed first, layered that shit on every crack and crevice, and got the spider boxes. I'm not finding anything since then. I didn't know they were brown recluse spiders, but I found one in that same storage bin before. Probably once a year, I'll see a couple dead ones in this plastic bin I have in there. So I went through the whole house and got rid of cardboard boxes. I only have a couple more cardboard boxes I need to go through that I had. They're pretty boxes. You know, you get at Dollar General or Ross's. You go down that basket and box aisle. They're real pretty boxes. So it's like, those are really the only boxes I have left. And what else? So it just kind of, I had it in my head, like if somebody talks about body lice and they're not even in my house, I just feel itchy for a couple weeks. And that's kind of what I went through with this brown recluse thing, is I just felt like they were in all my clothes, all my, bedding. Every minute that I sat down or whatever, I was just like hyper vigilant about how I was going through things. And I thought I had gotten bitten, and that's kind of what made me think about it. I had a blister on my butt I woke up with. I was like, oh, what is that? It didn't hurt or anything, and it cleared up in like 2 days. And then I had another little blister on my butt, and it cleared up in 2 days. And so I thought there was a spider in my bed. So, oh my God, talk about spring cleaning. It was horrible. I know, I was just freaking out. And I don't like to freak out. And it wasn't like, freak out. It was like business mode. And I was already in a heavy business mode from work. So it was very exhausting to me. Just exhausting. One of the things that I do, because I can get triggered, even, you know what, I don't want to use the word triggered. I could say I can get highly anxious. Yeah, let's use the right vocabulary here. I can get highly anxious when things are not in the right place. And I don't... It used to be I could not have that. I'm much better at it now. I mean, I'm telling you what, it's like, as far as I'm concerned, you could not tell that I've ever had a problem with it. Because I've done my homework. I have. I mean, it was such a great feeling to be able to work through some of that stuff without losing my mind. It was wonderful to find out that I was not going to lose my mind if things were out of order. Or weren't squeaky clean at all times. I mean, every corner at all times. Look at my makeup drawer. But I will put lavender oil on it just a little. So, mascara. I knew I was forgetting them. So I just want you to know, I'm not dead yet. A lot's been going on. A lot of little aggravations. A lot of little aggravations. Fudge. Oh. So I can't wait for the tax person to get a hold of me because I only have 2 weeks to pay that. That's what the letter from, they've already charged me just under $800 for penalty and late fees because I'm supposed to pay quarterly. That's what pisses me off. I mean, to me, $800 is like $1,000 in my head. Oh, man. I'm just like, okay. And of course, if you want insurance on your taxes, you know, your preparer, you get a charge for your taxes getting prepared. And then you can buy insurance on how they prepared it. So if there's a problem, they'll correct it. I don't know what the hell that means, but I don't pay that extra because I think if you sell me a dead product, I'm returning it, right? So I've never, and I thought if you don't have more pride in your work than that, I'm so like going to a hairdresser. You're supposed to pay an extra, what is it, $30 for insurance on a bad haircut so that they'll correct it if they mess it up. What the? I don't know what's wrong with people. I don't know what's wrong with people. Now, back in the day, I'd be freaking out. But you know what? I'm not going to freak out about it. I'm just going to keep handling one thing at a time, one thing at a time, one thing at a time. And I'll come up with the money. It's not like I'm going to go broke. But I can tell you I'm not happy about it. And I don't like change. So I'm not going to be in love with the idea of finding a different tax company or a different company to do my taxes. They're a very popular company here in town. So, I mean, I was lucky to get in. I don't like change. Unless it's really good. Really good. So I got to start looking for a tax person. Damn it to hell. Yeah. So what I'm going to do today is it's too hot and humid for me to go out for a walk. Babysitting the person's dog across the street. It's the only one that I really ever have in my yard or in my house. You've seen Hudson. What a handsome big poodle boy. So I'm going to organize some of those boxes. I put them on my dining room table, go through those. And, and next week I'll be spraying again and putting down more dust. I need to put that on my calendar. I think I did, but I'm going to do it again. Just to double check. And I'm going to maybe make a pizza. I think I will. I need to do notes from last week. And not think about any of my issues. Okay. Bye for now. Oh, P.S. Pray for me. Do a chant for me. Send me some good energy, something. Because this is just like, are the stars in weird alignment? I don't know. But send me some positive mojo. Because I'm thinking, what the heck is going on here? Yeah, got all that monkey grass and it's sitting out there. I have to keep watering it. Thank goodness, I guess it's humid with all this heat. But, That was good that happened. So send me some positive mojo. I'm just going to rest my brain. Maybe I'll watch Hallmark Channel. Yeah, I got to get out of this serious stuff. Oh, and I was looking something up on YouTube last night because a client mentioned this show called Naked and Afraid. And I've seen I've seen some episodes, and I really like the show because I can put myself in an enjoyable mood and really be naive and think, oh, this is all real. It's not, none of it's staged, you know. The producers do a good enough job on it. So anyway, they were making a comment about a certain person or situation in Naked Afraid. I can't remember what it was even, because on YouTube, a lot of Naked and Afraid came up, but my God, it had nothing, a lot of this stuff had to do with the show, and then some stuff had something to do with that they were doing weird things with the thumbprint and the title to make it look like it might be affiliated with that show, but it was clickbait and it's porn. And then the further I scrolled, I didn't open any of them. Thank you, Jesus. But did you know that there's porn on YouTube? Just another assault to this. It's like, what's wrong with people? Oh, and then I watched the news. What a mistake. But it's hard with how the world's moving right now. You know what? For decades, I didn't have to watch the news more than once a month. And normally, even if it was once every 2 weeks, once a month, as soon as I got on there and was watching the news, it was the same thing that was there before. Hardly any difference. And if it was something local news or something big, someone was talking about it at one of the offices I worked at. I did not miss out on anything. But I'm telling you what, there has been so much going on that if I didn't know anything about it, I probably would not be affected right now. But if I were to travel and go in my car by myself, like I used to when I was younger, and drive through these towns and cities, go to a gas station or something, I'm telling you what, I would feel unsafe. I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying in my town, mostly in my neighborhood, and mostly in my own house. I don't need all that crap. Thank you. Just praise the universe. Praise God that I am working from home. And at my age, I'm 61 this year. Yep. And my friend Chris sent me a birthday box. So I'm going to open that with her. Isn't that sweet? Yeah. So anyway, it's just been kind of a weird. Thank goodness. Oh, Chris is like a sister to me. We grew up. Okay, so see how I'm babbling? I'll fill you in on Chris next video. She's pretty special. She's very special friend. Sister. Just a sister. Right? You know how you have those people in your life that it forever can go by and you visit and then it's like you picked up right where you left off. It's like you have this connection. And I have a couple people in my life like that. But I'll tell you, Chrissy is one of those people who knows a lot about my history. And I know a little bit about her history. And even at my age, I'm going to say this. She has bailed me out of a couple stressful times. And I think maybe I needed to have this talk just to vent about that long list of crap, to come to the conclusion that The world has always been in some kind of crisis, one or the other. It's just these crises seem to get bigger and more obnoxious. We're along for the ride until we're not. My job is going to come and go the way it does. The weather, people living next to me moving away, and new people coming in, and oh my God, what's that going to look like? Money. I worked so hard to catch up because I was so irresponsible when I was younger. And I feel like I'm finally getting there. And then all of a sudden there's this big old chunk of change mistake. You know, because my mind wants to say again, but I have to keep pulling that back. It's like, no, one thing at a time. This isn't like again. The universe isn't against me. So I think it's like talking it out. See, therapy is good. And this is my therapy right now. I got a wonderful talk with my sponsor friend the other day. And I got to be there for her, which rarely happens. She's usually there for me. And I get to have a nice conversation with my friend Chris, my sister, Chica. We're going to do that tomorrow, I think. And open my box together. So I'll do a show and tell. Hey, thanks for letting me vent. Thank you for showing up. I know somebody's listening because over the last few months, the subscribers have gone up. It's like, dang, that's pretty cool. I think I've asked one time for, if you're there, maybe, you know, like if you're there, go ahead and subscribe, because then I know who's listening. I mean, that's kind of cool. Or comment. You don't have to subscribe. Just, that'd be nice. I think that's kind of cool. But share a little of your story. Share a little bit about how you get to the other side. Today, I am not the person who works in my office and takes care of clients. Today, I'm just a human being who needed to vent, right? And that's okay. There are a lot of people I'm not friends with because they say, if you do that kind of work all the time, every day, why is this even an issue for you? It's like, because humans have issues, they have emotions, and talking it out is what helps us heal, right? That's what I do. I listen to people's problems long enough that they can hear themselves. I'm a safe person for that. And thank goodness this is a fairly safe platform so far to share my crazy town. Not so crazy town. Not if you're someone like me. Yeah, I've worked through a lot of things in my life to get to a place where this is not where I'm at right now. Isn't, oh, that's a hair clippy. It's not like a prelude to bigger stress behavior. Normally, maybe a good cry. And it's not, it's not unusual. I'm not outside the normal box too bad. I'm saying all of this because I want you to hear it. I want you to know that just because you get stressed out doesn't mean you're abnormal. Maybe older people know what that means. It's okay to be stressed out sometimes. It's what are you going to do about it? How are you going to have some self-care, self-healing? How are you going to vent and get some of that energy out? What are you going to do next to correct or solve some of these issues? Which ones can you just let go? Yeah. Something to think about. That's why I like listing things out. Matter of fact, since I've vented, heck, I don't know if I'm going to have to write all this stuff down after all. Thank you. I hope I hear from some of you, especially you regulars. I'm going to do a romper room again one of these days, too. I like seeing some of your names. I'm going to go make a list soon. All right. Big hugs. Thank you for letting me vent. Please say hello. And I will talk to you later. Bye for now.